Hello teacher, I am Yiğit Çavuş from Prepsi and today I am a presenter and my topic is related with uh, communication and culture and model of intercultural communicative competence. And let's start now. And firstly, what is culture? Culture, the way of thinking, the ways of acting, the way and the material object that together form people's way of life. And culture encompasses religion, food, what we wear, how we wear it, our language, marriage, music, what we believe is right or wrong, how we sit at table, how we greet visitors, something like that, as you can see from chart. And says Cristina De Rossi. And there are two types of culture, and first material culture and non-material culture. And material culture refers to physical things in a society, everything that part is of our physical everyday world, from clothes, smartphones, computers, car, and sports object like those below, and you can see from chart. And non-material culture includes ideas created by members of a society or ideas about how and why things are important to us, specific to our norms, values, and beliefs. Okay, let's go on. And components and elements of culture. Although cultures vary, they all have five common components: symbols, language, values and beliefs, norms, and ideal and real culture. Go on, please. I'm going on, sorry. And elements of culture. First, symbols. Symbols. Anything that carries a particular meaning recognized by people who share a culture. Human capacity to create and manipulate symbols is almost limitless. And second, language, a system of symbols that allows people to communicate with one another. And language is the key of that unlocks centuries of accumulated wisdom. And three, values and beliefs. And values, culturally defining standards that people use to decide what is desirable, good, and beautiful, and that serve a lot of guidelines for social living. And values are moral beliefs. Values are distinct from beliefs, which are specific statements that people hold to be true. Beliefs, specific statement that people hold to be true. And I'm skipping it. Okay, four, norms, rules and expectations by which a society guides the behavior of its members. Norms are how values tell us to act. Norms vary in their importance, creating different types of norms. Norms, including mores and taboos and folkways. And I can explain what is more and or taboos. Norms that are really observed and have great moral significance. Folkways, norms for routine and casual interaction. And five, in ideal and real culture. And what is ideal culture? The practices, values, or norms that society is supposed to follow. I'm sorry, or desires to achieve. The goals that society considers ideal and worth aiming for. And real culture, the practices and norms that culture actually follows. And ethnocentrism, we often tend to idealize our own culture and consider it as the ideal culture. When we are ethnocentric, we consider our own culture as the superior or the better culture than any other culture. For example, America considers itself as the hegemony and the superior nation. However, when we looked carefully, there lies inequality, the poor lack of proper education, and okay. And what is communication? Communication is the process of sending and receiving information among people. And as you can see from chart, process of there are process of communication and types of communication. There are two types of communication based on communication channels and based on style and purpose. And based on communication channels, non-verbal and verbal. And when you look at the verbal, oral and written, and they differ face to face and different. distance. I'm sorry. And when you look at the based on style and purpose, formal and informal types of communication, and communicative competence. There are four types of communicative competence: grammatical, sociolinguistic, discourse, and strategic competence. And what is grammatical competence? Mastery of the language code itself, rules of the word formation, sentence formation, literal meaning, pronunciation, and spelling. And it's too important. Sociolinguistic competence, utterances and produced and understood appropriately in different sociolinguistic contexts. And discourse competence, mastery of how to combine grammatical forms and meaning to achieve a unified spoken and written text in different genres. And unity of text achieved throughout cohesion in formal coherence in meaning. And strategic, mastery of verbal and non-verbal communication strategies. And sorry, globalization of English. And in its journey across the globe, English has become increasingly localized by many communities of speakers around the world, adopting it to encode and express their culture conceptualizations. And let's go on. I'm skipping some part of that. And as a result of globalization, English is now redefining national and individual identities worldwide. And okay, I'm sorry. Intercultural communicative competence. The complex abilities need to perform effectively and appropriately when interacting with others who are linguistically and culturally different from oneself, says Fantini in 2005. And intercultural communication competence, attitudes, knowledge, skills of interpreting and relating, skills of discovery and interaction, critical cultural awareness or political education. And as you can see, and I think there is no need to read now. I'm skipping it. What does it mean to develop and possess intercultural communicative competence? Attitudes, knowledge, and skills. Understand that language and culture, the interaction between them are situated and variable, that intercultural interaction need to be ethical, and understand the role of the power and its distribution play in intercultural interactions, and also gain linguistic and cultural knowledge to understand and interact effectively in multilingual and multicultural settings, and develop an understanding of the role linguistic and cultural attitudes play in interaction across multilingual and multicultural settings and how they influence the success of such interactions. And develop the awareness need to be successfully participate in multilingual and multicultural interactions. This addresses not only the knowledge of and attitudes discussed above, but also how communication interaction is structured across cultures and languages, how communication is monitored while in an interaction, and what factors support or hinder successful interactions, and develop tools for understanding their own and others' way of interacting in order to be able to participate effectively and multilanguage and multicultural interaction across a range of languages and cultures. And can I drink something? There is no water. What does it mean? Sorry, in conclusion, with the advancement in technology and outcomes of globalization, English has come out and global language and today dynamic aspect of intercultural communication come into prominence. And intercultural communicative competence may help to uphold the multicultural values while facilitating successful communication between people and from different cultural backgrounds. And these are the reference lists, and you can see, and there is some people and links, websites that we benefit. Thanks for everything. Thanks for listening, and take care of yourself. Stay home, stay safe, and goodbye.